There is an ongoing outbreak of Mpox in the country, but we are not hearing much about it.
A new case of Mpox has been recorded in the country, according to the Department of Health.
Philippine health experts are also alarmed by the rise in the country's Mpox cases. Infectious diseases specialist Ron Jean Solante says it is a serious concern.
Ano po ba ang outbreak? Paano masasabi ang isang sakit ay outbreak? The Department of Health said this week that HIV is a bigger problem of the country. And I agree that the burden of disease of HIV is bigger. But do we have to wait for Mpox to be bigger for us to focus more on it? 52 to 100 plus ang total count natin ng 2024. Kung may 911 na po tayong cases ngayong Mayo, ibig sabihin nitong nakaraang 5 buwan, meron tayong 775 or almost 800 na kaso. Halos 1,000 kaso sa 5 buwan. Kabaha-bahala na ba ito? Hindi na ba ito outbreak? Although fortunately, we currently see no evidence na nakakahawa ang mga completely asymptomatic na tao or carriers lamang. 92% reported rashes. Specifically, 52% of cases reported genital rash. In 2 other independent studies, 73% had rashes in their anal and genital areas. It begs the question, why are we seeing 3-year-olds being infected by Mpox? Is it just because of prolonged skin-to-skin contact with an infected parent? Or is the child sexually abused? Part of crisis management should be building readiness for the future. Why are we so complacent now na may 50 new cases tayo monthly? It now becomes more than just a health crisis. Other departments of government have to be involved.
After being crowned Miss Manila, Casey Halili was poised to take her place among her pageant friends and colleagues. But rather than chasing crowns abroad, she walked away from the runway and stepped into a different arena. Casey Halili traded the glitz of pageantry for the rigor of medicine, swapping high heels for hospital scrubs and photo shoots for public service. She holds a Master of Science in Sexual and Reproductive Medicine from the University of South Wales and completed postgraduate training at Yale University. Credentials she uses not just in clinics or conferences, but in classrooms, online platforms, and everyday conversations. Today, Dr. Casey Halili is a doctor who loves talking about sex, confidently, publicly, and without shame. For her, sexual health isn't taboo, it's essential. Whether she's posting on TikTok, giving a campus lecture, or speaking to women inside correctional facilities, she breaks down complex issues with clarity and compassion, empowering Filipinos to know their bodies and own their choices. At a time when most avoid these conversations, Casey leans in. Because for her, medicine isn't just about treatment, it's about truth. And she's only just getting started.
The disease, formerly known as monkeypox, has spread rapidly across Central and East Africa since the start of the year. The initial outbreak was in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has now registered 15,600 cases since the start of the year and more than 500 deaths. Health officials say the new strain of Mpox may be the most deadly yet. Joe Inwood reports.
It starts with flu-like symptoms and ends with this. This is what Mpox, which used to be called monkeypox, can do.
The Department of Health is saying the number of Mpox cases is nothing to be worried about. Cases went from over 50 to below 50 between April and May. They claim that Mpox is not sexually transmitted. Their advisory included, just avoid kissing and hugging. Our medical officers in DOH are most likely overworked as ever. Napakaraming health issues ng bansa at naging busy rin sila because recently our Secretary of Health stood as president of the annual World Health Assembly in Geneva. So, let us help shed a light on Mpox or monkeypox because I don't think we should be underestimating it. There is an ongoing outbreak of Mpox in the country, but we are not hearing much about it. I was particularly alarmed because there was a confirmed case of a 3-year-old girl in Mindanao last month. And I hope to make it more evident later why I find this alarming. Last week at kahapon, nagpunta ako sa DOH website, YouTube and Facebook pages and found no update or case data sa mga bagong kaso ngayong 2025. Usually for outbreaks, we see regular updates on patient profiles tulad ng edad, lokasyon, paano at saan nagsimula ang mga simptomas, exposure history, etc. Tulad ng ginawa sa monitoring ng mga bagong COVID-19 variants noong 2021. But for some reason, we don't have it for Mpox. None for this year at least. To recap on the history of Mpox sa bansa, the first confirmed case of Mpox in the Philippines is in July of 2022. 2 years later, August 2024, the World Health Organization declared Mpox as a public health emergency of international concern, kasama ang Pilipinas sa 120 na bansa na nagkaroon ng outbreak. During that time, our local cases were young adults, and the youngest was a 12-year-old boy in Calabarzon. The monthly incidence o mga bagong detect na kaso ay less than 20 kada buwan. As of June 2, 2025, there are more than 100,000 positive cases outside of Africa, with 220 deaths. Sa report ng DOH noong December 2024, nagtala tayo ng 52 confirmed cases lamang ng Mpox. Samantalang, according sa WHO Global Report, from 2022 to April 2025 ngayong taon, meron tayong 136 cases lamang. In an interview last week on May 31, our DOH spokesperson said,
Pinabulaanan ng Department of Health ang mga kumakalat na post sa social media na nagsasabing muling isasailalim sa lockdown ang bansa dahil sa Mpox. Ayon kay Assistant Secretary Dr. Albert Domingo, ang spokesperson ng Department of Health, hindi kailangan magkaroon ng lockdown dahil ang nasabing sakit ay hindi airborne. Anya, mas maraming kaso pa nga ang naitala noong nakaraang taon. Ayon pa sa DOH, Clade 2 ang nararanasang monkeypox sa bansa. Mas mababa ang mortality rate o pagkamatay kumpara sa Clade 1B.
Walang pangangailangang magkaroon ng lockdown dahil sa Mpox dahil hindi ito airborne.
The Philippines has a running total of 911 confirmed cases, reassuring the public that the situation is getting better dahil bumaba from more than 50 noong April to below 50 ngayong May ang bagong kaso na na-detect. Medyo nakakalito po ang mga datos, pero sabihin na nating 52 to 100 plus ang total count natin ng 2024. Kung may 911 na po tayong cases ngayong Mayo, ibig sabihin nitong nakaraang 5 buwan, meron tayong 775 or almost 800 na kaso. Halos 1,000 kaso sa 5 buwan. Kabaha-bahala na ba ito? Hindi na ba ito outbreak? Ito na ba ang bagong normal natin? Ano po ba ang outbreak? Paano masasabi ang isang sakit ay outbreak? According to the WHO and CDC, an outbreak is the occurrence of more cases of a disease than expected in a given area or among a specific group of people over a particular period of time. An outbreak can be localized, so pwedeng sa eskwelahan, sa opisina, or widespread gaya sa isang city, probinsya, region, or even international. When is a disease considered as an outbreak? A disease is classified based on a few things. Number 1 dyan, yung baseline level of cases o yung expected number of cases sa isang lugar at any given time. Pangalawa is yung observed increase above that baseline. Pangatlo, time and place, kung may clustering in time or geographical location ang mga bagong kaso. And lastly, kung may epidemiological linkage or shared risk factors, exposures, or transmission chains. Even a single case can constitute an outbreak for rare, eradicated, and high-consequence diseases gaya ng smallpox, Ebola, polio, at Mpox. In endemic areas gaya ng Central and West Africa, endemic meaning it's always present in that country. The same way tuberculosis is endemic in the Philippines, but that's a topic for another day. So for Africa, an outbreak is defined by the significant increase over their baseline incidence. In non-endemic areas gaya ng Pilipinas, even one confirmed case may be considered an outbreak, particularly if may local transmission, the source is unknown, or there's a potential for community spread. So, by definition, itong 50 cases per month natin ay still considered an outbreak. Last week, there were already 3 dozen new cases in Mindanao, particularly Soxargen, Bangsamoro, and the Zamboanga Peninsula regions. South Cotabato logged the highest number so far at 10 confirmed infections as of May 22. In Zamboanga, the first case is the 3-year-old girl on May 5, who has since recovered. The local health officials of Mindanao ramped up contact tracing, surveillance, isolation, and public education efforts. Central Visayas now has 6 Mpox cases, 3 of which are from Cebu with 1 Mpox-related death. The cases are 20 to 40-year-old men. Cebu City monitored 25 suspected cases. As of June 2, Iloilo has 4 confirmed cases. So far, hirap pong hanapin ang update sa bagong cases. Kailangan isa-isahin ang mga local at regional news portals because there's no central database or official outlet for the public to see. Nasaan po ang transparency? The DOH last week said they are finalizing protocols. Kung meron na po tayong case noong 2022 at outbreak last year, bakit wala pa rin po tayong established protocols for future purposes like this one? Para pag naulit, matik na yung implementation, di ba? Part of crisis management should be building readiness for the future. Why are we so complacent now na may 50 new cases tayo monthly? Hindi ba dapat ang goal is eradication? What is monkeypox? Mpox, or previously called monkeypox, is an orthopox virus that was first found in monkeys in Denmark in 1958. The first human transmission was documented in the Republic of Congo in Africa in 1970 and has since become endemic in that area. In 2022, there was an outbreak across Europe, North and South America, and even Australia. 110 countries were affected, including the Philippines. The common symptoms of Mpox are headache, fever, muscle pain or yung pakiramdam ng trangkaso, pamamaga ng kulane o swollen lymph nodes, at rashes. Lumalabas ang simptomas ng Mpox within 21 days from exposure, pero the incubation period can be as early as 3 days. Pag nilagnat ka sa loob ng 1 at 4 na araw, yung mga rashes magsisimula na ring maglitawan. Itong mga rashes ay tumatagal ng 2 to 4 weeks. Ang infected ng Mpox ay nakakahawa simula ng simptomas hanggang fully gumaling ang mga sugat na meron ng bagong balat. Pero meron tayong bagong datos na pwede na rin makahawa ang mga tao or contagious na rin 1 to 4 days bago magsimula ang simptomas. Although fortunately, we currently see no evidence na nakakahawa ang mga completely asymptomatic na tao or carriers lamang. 92% reported rashes. Specifically, 52% of cases reported genital rash. In 2 other independent studies, 73% had rashes in their anal and genital areas. Those who had anal sex had 5 times more chances of coming to the clinic with their first symptom being proctitis or inflammation of the rectum or pamamaga ng puwetan. 95% of people who reported tonsillitis o pamamaga ng lalamunan as first symptom also reported performing oral sex few days prior their symptom. 17 to 29% of cases also had sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. Outside the African region, just the past 12 months alone as of April 2025, 99% are adults, 18 years old and above, 97% are male, and 89 to 92% of cases are found in gays, bisexuals, and men having sex with men. It is important to note that of the 3% female cases, if you compare their symptoms with the men, only 30% of positive female cases had genital rash, compared to 50 to 72% of positive males. Mpox has 2 types or clades, clade 1 and clade 2. Clade 1 is predominantly confined in Congo or Central Africa. It is more severe and fatal. It has a reported case fatality rate of 10. Ibig sabihin, 1 in 10 people na nagkakasakit ay namamatay dahil sa Mpox. But it is mainly zoonotic or transmitted from animals to humans. The global outbreak since 2022 is from clade 2B. Ito ang nasa Pilipinas ngayon. This causes less severe symptoms, but it is more contagious. Clade 2B is transmitted via droplet, skin-to-skin contact, contaminated objects like bed sheets, towels, clothing, and sexual transmission. Now let's talk about mode of transmission. In 2022, there was a rising discussion if Mpox is sexually transmitted and not just respiratory droplet or skin-to-skin contact. It was found that cases were transmitted through sex, hugging, kissing, and even sharing sex paraphernalias or toys. If we say ang isang sakit ay sexually transmitted, meaning ang main mode of transmission is via sexual fluids. While some infections are considered sexually transmissible. Ito yung mga sakit na pwede mo matransfer sa pakikipagtalik. Pero ang main mode of transmission is through other routes. So pwedeng droplet like sipon or sa dugo. As of April 2025, the global data shows 89% of positive cases is via sexual transmission. 82 to 100% of cases had sexual intercourse or activity few days prior their symptom. Nakita ito in 17 countries. At most of these cases, nakuha nila from their new partners. In other studies, the viral DNA of Mpox was isolated in the semen or seminal fluid o tamod ng mga lalaki. And it stays there for 19 days. At nung in-examine yung viral load or dami ng virus sa semen kumpara sa rashes o sugat ng mga pasyente, nakita na parehas ang concentration o dami ng virus on both, meaning they're equally contagious. It is important to know the mode of transmission and symptomatology ng cluster of cases in any outbreak because that is also how we contain and prevent the spread of the disease. Example, no need to wear a mask or face shield. Some people were panicking if there will be another lockdown. It is not airborne. The thing is, the LGUs were left on their own and ordered mandatory wearing of face masks. It will not prevent Mpox. It will only give a false reassurance that we are safe when in fact it is not doing anything to protect anyone. It can potentially cause panic buying of masks and unduly cause increase of those prices. I also saw an advisory, avoid crowded places. Ma'am, sir, if the disease is mainly sexually transmitted, by logic of avoid crowded places, ibig sabihin po ba avoid orgies? Is avoid crowded places just a politically correct term? Though avoiding orgies or sex parties is in fact a way to prevent and avoid the spread of Mpox because in the limited data of WHO regarding exposure setting, they found that 68% of cases were exposed in party setting with sexual contact. But avoid crowded places gives people a certain fear and paranoia that they might contract the virus just by going to the mall, going to church, or getting on a plane, which is not the case. It is also important because it begs the question, why are we seeing 3-year-olds being infected by Mpox? Is it just because of prolonged skin-to-skin contact with an infected parent? Or is the child sexually abused? The way, for example, last year we had adolescents testing positive. Was it sexual abuse? Was it child trafficking? Please know that only 0.3% of cases are from children ages 0 to 4 years old. When we were monitoring new COVID-19 variants in 2021, mahalaga na we look at travel history, how the symptoms develop, risk factors, etc. Importante rin po yun for Mpox. Example, if the rash started on the skin in the arm of these children, we can surmise that there might really be a more aggressive community transmission. Na magkiskis ang braso lang sandali, malaki ang chance mo na mahawa ka. But if the symptoms of these new cases started in genital areas, then it is sexually transmitted. More so, if it started in the genital areas of children, then other departments of government have to be involved. It now becomes more than just a health crisis. The Department of Health said this week that HIV is a bigger problem of the country. And I agree that the burden of disease of HIV is bigger. But do we have to wait for Mpox to be bigger for us to focus more on it? It shouldn't be HIV versus Mpox because either way, the Filipino people are at risk. In fact, I think the same lifestyle and health promotion measures can prevent both of these diseases. We need a more decisive and proactive plan. Be a few steps ahead. Be stricter in isolation of suspected cases with or without symptoms. But the first step in the call for action is to build awareness. Paano po magiging aware ang sambayanan kung wala tayong data at information sa status ng mga kaso? Knowing and informing the public that Mpox is sexually transmitted and is concentrated in a certain population, we will be able to focus our very limited resources in the right demographic. The wounds and scars of Mpox have a mental health burden. The stigma is very traumatic, and we understand that. We empathize with that. The high-risk population is also a very sensitive group. But we have to look at this a matter-of-factly. Are our statistics congruent to the worldwide trend? Or is the Philippines very special? I am Dr. Casey Halili, and this is PGMN.